But coming back to what I was saying, remember you earlier said peace. Islam advocates peace. And the first example I gave you,
I'm sorry, but
love. Did you say love?
But before we get to that point, can I elaborate on that point or respond to what you said?
The love.
No,
also
not
on the
that.
previous point.
On the previous point.
Yeah.
Because what you're using right now is personal experience, and I'm here to tell you that most people, the Muslims here that come here, are usually people. Yeah, they're Muslims, but why should what actions of some of these Muslims do that are coming here? Okay, wait. I'm sorry, I can't focus.
No problem.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is that these actions shouldn't reflect on Islam, and I can understand where you're coming from because you're seeing all these people that are coming up and assaulting you, and I've seen it firsthand. I see my Muslim brothers, and I see my other like Khaliji brother, and they're insulting people just going up. But think about it. Don't just take it as A to B. You know,
For
there's
me,
multiple factors.
Sure, I completely understand.
Please, sorry.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Most people that are coming here, the Muslims, are either here because right now you probably insulted their religion, okay? I'm just saying that as a fact. What you said, Muslims are coward Muslims or whatever. And I'm not saying you say that all the time, but you probably said it at some point. You probably yelled at some point that Muslims are this and Muslims are that, and other people that are like really proud. I'm not defending their actions. They come here, they get mad, and then that's the impression you have on Muslims, no? And the other part of Muslims that come here are probably just rich assholes. They're coming here to have fun because they see people yelling. They just want to get loud. They're not they're Muslims, but they're not preaching Islam. They're just coming here to be annoying. Just like those kids over there that were like making fun of you with the camera.
Yeah.
They're just being assholes, you know?
What's
So
wrong?
what's wrong is definitely wrong. So
Abdullahi, let me put it this way.
yeah, okay.
For me, the way I am evaluating Islam, for me the primary problem is Islam as an ideology. Secondarily Muslims, but also Muslims, when they stick to Islam properly. For me, the way I have built up my mindset about Islam is not even from the statistical analysis first, but from the Qur'an first. I read the Qur'an, I have read the Qur'an, like I said, and I have produced front to back rigorously, and I produced, like I said, when I read the Qur'an and when I see, hey, look, if anyone takes this to be the word of God, clearly he will end up being terribly offended by the Jews and the Christians even before any conversation starts. That I predict to be a behavior. Because now you did not know about Surah 98:6, for example. You did not know about many other things. I can read to you a few examples if you like. Yeah, but the point is, there is only demonization, rejection, political oppression against the Jews and the Christians all over the Quran. Hatred, malice, rejection, anger. That's what the Quran reserves for the Jews and the Christians. So that is my fundamental basis.
Yeah.
The Quran clearly is not statistics. The Quran is the very source of the ideology. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I begin from there, and then I see statistically also many Muslims are very consistent. You may not be, but they are. Like I said, you belong to an elite. Let's say maximum 30 to 50 people I've met at Speakers Corner in around 20 years of someone who can engage in a conversation. Most others will disturb, reject, whatever. Yeah. And that's what I've seen. But that's not my primary point. That is a second level point. First point is the ideology in theory. Second point, I see that in practice. And therefore I have concluded that this is an evil ideology which does not advocate for Muslims loving the Jews and the Christians. That's a firm conclusion based on the very source material of the ideology, the manifesto of Islam, i.e. the Quran.
I want to ask, because it's going to lead to a later point, what led you to start reading the Quran and researching it?
Well, I was here for many. That's a good question. I was here for many years. And I saw terrible things from Muslims. And I always wondered, okay, well, what's going on here? Everything I'm seeing is, there's a pattern to the behavior. And so I was led to think, excuse me, I'm speaking to, no, you please go. I'm not interested. Not interested. Okay, in that case, if you stay quiet, thank you very much. No, you can be patient and move on. Thank you very much.
There's this gentleman who is ignoring a lot of political reality that he is, trying to impinge upon the history of Islam. He doesn't understand.
If you please wait, I'm speaking to him.
There's a
If you
lot of
don't want, if
miscalculation.
you don't have patience, you can move on.
it needs to be
If you
recorded.
don't have patience,
I'm going.
you know,
I'm
you
going.
can. No one is interested. I'm in the middle of a conversation.
I'm going.
I am in the middle.
Brother,
Please
this is for
keep
you.
going this
I'm
way.
going, I'm
Which way?
going.
Which
I'm
way?
going, but
Which way? If you please keep making, if you please make a
I
move.
wish you all
Thank
the
you.
best, but you've got to read, okay? Read the history, Tariq of Islam, read Ahlul Bayt, educate them about how Islam's founding family was killed in the name of Islam,
Yeah.
and you've got to also educate them about politics, how CIA, MI6, various American governments, various Western governments actually propagate
Yeah,
these
wow,
extremists.
excuse me, sir. Please, if
Okay.
you, yeah, thank you much. If you, yeah, thank you. Don't harm him. Thank you. Along the way, unbelievable junk. Now, so now coming back to so this is about when you mentioned about love. You know, we were talking about whether Quran advocates for love.
But no, I asked you what made you begin everything.
Oh, because I saw
saw
a
the-
pattern, and so I was wondering how come there is a predictable. You know, I do mathematics. I'm a computer science engineer. I'm very keen in mathematics, and I saw a statistical behavior overwhelming over a number of years. So I thought, maybe there's something going on here, and that's when I wanted to read. And I was astonished as I read to find out the behavior I'm seeing here is an obvious manifestation of what you would read. The more you read, the more you would be like that. The less you read, the less you'd be like that.